Okay, hey everybody, it's Jackie at CCYD Hobbies. I hate doing videos when I'm in them, but we're gonna do this really fast. I posted on our Facebook page that we have a really big announcement, and it is, now, the store is fine, we're still open, we're gonna stay open, things are fine, not a problem with that, so don't worry about that. But there is something that is gonna affect everyone, and I wanted to be sure to let you all know, give you a heads up about it before it starts on July the 1st, and kind of give you a little bit of background. I'm going to do a real quick video here with the big stuff you need to know, and then I've got a really long explanation letter that I will post later that you can read if you want all the juicy details. But here's basically what's happening. After COVID, there was a big problem with everything being shut down all across the world, and when manufacturers in China started shipping again, they started shipping product out in the big containers, the big 40-foot containers on the ships coming to America. But our ports were also shut down, and a lot of those containers never went back. Most of them stayed on ships, except the ones that got washed overboard. You can find out about those on the internet. And so anyway, we've got tons of containers here, nothing there, and so stuff's not getting shipped back and forth the way it's supposed to. So our publishers and distributors and everybody are having a problem getting product in, and we've been that way for quite a while. A lot of you know that. So what's happening now is the container ship companies, they used to charge about $6,500 for a 40-foot container, so you could cram a lot of stuff in there and get it shipped, no problem. Now, because there's a shortage of containers and because there's so much product still being made but not being shipped because there's no containers to ship them in, the shipping companies are starting to charge these outrageous costs. They're starting to charge somewhere up between $17,000 to $20,000 per container to get stuff, and that's just outrageous. But unfortunately, if they want to get their stuff and they want to be able to have it sold, they got to pay it. So what happens with that? Well, of course, like everything, especially in economics, if somebody gets charged something more, they're going to pass that cost on to the next person, who's going to pass it on to the next person, who's going to pass it on to the little guy, which is us, the store. So a lot of our distributors and our publishers and manufacturers are starting to surcharge their items. So what they could have done is just raise the MSRP, which is the suggested price, and that's usually what's advertised. We know that a lot of consumers, you guys, would probably freak out if we started raising our prices all of a sudden to offset that surcharge. That's what they knew would happen even on their e-commerce sites if they started changing the MSRPs, but they've realized we can't do that either. So what's going to happen is a lot of them are going to start making changes on their back end, which is you can go and you can order stuff either on their e-commerce site or you can order it through a game store, through, you know, whatever, but they're still going to charge you 5 to 10% depending on what they're having to pay for their shipping. Well, that causes a problem with us, because then it lands on us. Do we want to raise prices? We don't want to raise prices, but we're already at a really low margin between what we have to pay and how much money we make when you come in and buy something that's at an MSRP that's regulated pretty much. There's a lot of companies, we can't raise MSRPs without their permission. So if they're not going to do it, we can't do it either. But we've got to do something in order to still make the profit so that we can keep the lights on and the water running and the air conditioning going and all of that stuff. So we have to do something, and we want it to be very temporary, but we also have to look at keeping everything in a position where we can keep everything going and still be here for you and gaming, and that way you can get the supplies that you need, the games that you want, and we can still bring in new product. So here's what we're going to do. Starting July the 1st, we're going to suspend discounts. What that means is courtesy discounts like those for students and teachers and law enforcement and military and things like that, we're not gonna offer for July. Also, our 5 Stars loyalty program, we're not gonna allow people to use discounts. Now, What's the difference? What's the change? Well, what that's going to do is, at least for a short amount of time, it's going to give us a little bit more money in the coffers to keep the lights on and things like that. But we know that it's going to be out of your pocket a little more at the beginning. Well, when you come in, especially if you're in our 5 Stars program, what we want you to do is sign in. After this is beginning July the 1st, you will sign in and you will make your purchase as usual. But you won't be able to cash in a discount. But you will get the points that you would get normally making your purchases. And then those points will sit in your account. They don't expire. I've got people that's got thousands of points that have never been used. They don't expire. And then after July, we will review and see if things are changing, where we're not going to be hit with all these surcharges. And if we can release the discounts, we'll do that. If not, we'll have to go to the next month, and maybe the next month, maybe the next month. We don't want to. It's kind of like how we had to reevaluate everything all the time during COVID, and we're still reevaluating stuff for that. But this is just something that we've got to do. We've got to be able to do something to keep our margins where we're still able to operate at the same level that we're operating now. And like I said, you know, some of them have said, go ahead and raise prices. We don't want to raise the prices. We don't want to do that because we know it's tough out there. It's tough for us. It's tough for you. And you know what certain things cost. You know what to expect. Unless they tell us you have to raise a price, we're not gonna. But we got to do something. So we're going to suspend these discounts, and then whenever we're able to release them, we will make a big announcement, and then you'll be able to use your points for those discounts as you normally would. And for courtesy discounts, we'll just reinstate those as usual. But if you sign up with the Kickstarter, not Kickstarter, I'm sorry. If you sign up, I've got 5 different things on my screen yelling at me right now. Sorry about that. If you sign up with 5 Stars, you'll get points, and then you'll get discounts. And sometimes those 25% off one item discounts are better than the $10 off your purchase discounts. We still won't stack discounts and stuff when they come back, but you'll have points there to be able to use. And so maybe you'll be able to afford something a little bigger with a better discount when this is all said and done. But again, I'm really sorry about this. But it's something that we have to do. We have to be able to continue to make a profit, make enough of a profit so that we can keep the lights on and the doors open, so that we can be here to provide gaming products for you and your friends. And we really appreciate your understanding, your patience with this. And we really, 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 really appreciate your loyalty and your support through all of this, from last year through this year, from before and into the future. So that's the big announcement. I will also be posting the long drawn out details, which gives a lot more explanation, but I at least wanted to let you know what's happening right now and kind of give you some background on it, so it's not all of a sudden a huge shock to everybody. But we're still open. We're still going to be here. We're still going to be providing great gaming things for you. We just have to make a little change and deal with what's going on right now, and then we'll all be back to the way it was. So thank you again very, very much. Thank you so much. And remember, we can't do it without you. Thanks.